Okay. I'm the host.
Once again.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm just so normally my flow is I would first like take a look at your birth chart and I would go through, your astrology birth chart and just kind of intuitively read it a little bit.
Mhm.
And what I'm also looking for are like your benefic planets. So since you know a little bit about astrology, I can kind of just talk a little freely. So I'm looking for what's well aspected in your chart pretty much. So like nothing that has any squares to it, just all like trine and or sextile energy, those would be considered like your benefic planets. Um, so like you actually have a lot of lines in the United States, and believe it or not, some people just have like two or three.
Oh,
But you actually have a lot of lines here. And you're in California, so what you're near a sun descendant line, which basically means like a lot of opportunities can basically come to you. Like you'll shine more, but the people will see you as so like if you don't see yourself as someone that is, very outgoing, very you don't have any like maybe you're lacking a little bit of personal power, things like that. Like this type of place, the people would actually bring that out of you. So the sun line is where you kind of express yourself as your personal power. So the fact that you're in, you're literally near your sun line, um, that's a good place for you to be. It's a place where you can express yourself, you can be yourself, and it'll bring it out of you, the people and the place.
oh
What's
wow.
interesting is that you also have you have a moon MC line, and the moon is your home. The moon is where you feel most comfortable. It's where your emotions are. But the fact that it's an MC line, it means that whatever you're doing here for career, if it doesn't feel good to your being, it's not gonna feel good. Like you're gonna be, slightly miserable. I don't even like to say that word, but like this is a place where you have to like go for the things that make your moon sign, which is your internal being, feel really good. So for you, it's mainly a focus on career, right? So if your career doesn't feel good while you're in this space, it's not going to be good. So you won't be able to shine as much. Um, and what's interesting is you also have Saturn here. So Saturn is about limitations, it's about discipline, and it's on the descendant, which means that's other people. So you may find it, sometimes you may find it difficult, or you may have found it difficult to, I would say, like maybe you feel limited somehow by the people or by the place, or maybe you feel like people are always expecting too much of you. They're expecting a lot of like discipline, and they're expecting you to show up and be everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that can express itself. But the best part about this is that you actually have Jupiter running right through California. And so that's on the descendant. So even though those people might want that from you, the opportunities that you're getting are so expansive. So like they might want that discipline, or they might want a lot from you, but you're getting a lot from those opportunities. So I don't know if that like expresses itself, right? So and then also Mercury. Mercury is pretty close, but it's more so like in Phoenix and in Vegas. But the fact that you're from California, you live there, and you have all these amazing lines is probably why it's a place that you love, and it's a place that you're getting opportunities, and why you don't feel like, you may need to move, but you also want to explore other places.
Yes.
So it can kind of, yeah. So because you have all of these opportunities here, and so how do you feel about that? Like, does that express itself? Especially, I want to know about Saturn and Jupiter.
I would say yes. And
Hmm.
yes, first of all, yes.
Okay.
The Jupiter part, I feel like it's there. I just haven't captured it yet. Oh, but I have had successes. But
Okay.
I'm also the kind of person where it's like, but it wasn't like the ultimate success. It wasn't where I thought it would be, but it still counts. So I can
Okay.
appreciate that. versus where I've lived in other places where I was just miserable and nothing was working out. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just, I have found over the years, I've always come back to California. I've lived in a
Mm.
place and I just, for some reason, like a magnet, keep coming back
Yes,
to
it's because of the
California.
sun. It's the sun that's bringing you back there. Like the place and the people just make you feel good. Although Saturn is there, and that could be why you're saying maybe it wasn't as expressive because Saturn creates limitations. So
Mhm.
Saturn could be limiting the Jupiter aspects, although you're getting some of it,
That makes sense.
right? So
Yeah.
that could be, and it's on a descendant. So the people are going to somehow limit you, but they're going to still give you opportunities, but it's going to be limited somehow, or they're going to require a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what it is. So one thing I find very interesting is the fact that you want to go to Mexico. Mexico is where your North Node IC is. It is also where Pluto or the descendant. So this place, let me tell you, very, very, very healing. It's going to most likely, if it doesn't feel like home, it's going to bring you towards a feeling of knowing what home is like. You're going to have some type of transformation here, and it's going to be because of the place and because of the people. So this is bringing you towards your North Node. And now I have to pull up your astrology, your birth chart. Um,
That's crazy.
yeah, so let me duplicate this.
I just had a
Um,
tarot card reading, and she spent a lot of time talking about my North Node and a major spiritual transformation that was coming that I wouldn't even expect.
mm, I love that. I love that because that is exactly what Mexico is going to provide for you. And especially your 12th house, the 12th house on the Synastry is lit up, and I'm going to show it to you. Um,
And what's the 12th house?
but the 12th house is the house of spirituality, house
Okay.
of so that is pretty lit up for you when you're in Mexico.
Okay.
So like your birth chart, your north node is oh, we have the same north node. So yours is in the second house. So that basically means that you are here to develop a life of one financial freedom, getting to your values in life, um, and pretty much living the way you get your money is through your values. The second house also comes with a lot of like financial insecurities and just regular insecurities as well. So we tend to kind of go in and out of having like insecurities in these areas of our lives. Um, and so your south node is the eighth house. So with the second house, you're moving towards like the easiest way to put it is more so that financial stability in life. Everything that you do is about, okay, well, how can I become financially stable and how can it feel good? But then the eighth house is like, well, you used to come from a space of you shared everything and you're supposed to share your resources and maybe your money was also shared and you're like, well, how can I get my own? What does it look like for me? Like, how can I have the business, like, or the job, because it's not always about a business, but people with the second house north node, they're entrepreneurs. 9 times out of 10, we are all entrepreneurs. Oprah actually has the same north and south node as us.
Oh my
So think
gosh.
like Oprah. Like, so think like, we want to dabble in a couple of different things. So
Yes.
even if Mexico for you is like it's going to move you towards that. So maybe you're going to find what you want to focus on in your career, or maybe you're going to create something that allows you to like, fulfill your north node destiny of your values, right? Maybe there's something else that you haven't thought about when it comes to your values and how that actually plays out in your life. And when it comes to your money and your finances and your stability, for us, it's all about how can we get stable in life and it feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as you can see, like this is you in Mexico. Mexico's on the inner, you're on the outer.
Mm.
So what I hmm, the fact that she said it's unexpected, You have Uranus, your natal Uranus, along with the, oh my
Oh
gosh,
my
I
God,
love
tell me
it. See, this is the shit I geek over. I'm sorry, excuse my language, but this is the stuff I geek over. So you see your natal Venus, right?
Yeah.
And your natal Venus is naturally with your natal Uranus. Look at Mexico. Their natal Venus is with natal Uranus. So,
Oh my
and look at
God.
this, the Juno, this is the relationship, right? So there's a spiritual relationship waiting for you here. And like she said, because Uranus is the planet of unexpected change. It's the planet of freedom, of
Yeah.
liberation.
Yes.
So whatever is going to happen here is going to be in a spiritual way, and it's going to, like she said, be unexpected. But with Venus being here, it's going to feel so freaking good. Like it's going to be a change that's conducive to who you are, because you're used to Venus smoothing over that change for you. So even if you do go through a change, it may not feel like the worst thing in the world, because Venus is always there for you. So you may get through it a little bit quicker. Or if it does feel like it's the end of the world, Venus is just going to come right behind it and show you why it's not. Right. So you might have that in your life in general, to where it's like, okay, it's bad, but it's not that bad. Like, yeah, so that's how Venus would like express itself. Or if something is changing in your life, you would move towards something that feels good to smooth over the change. So you may go towards more Venus things while you're going through this, right? So you, like you said, I know on your Instagram, you were like, I'm making sure I'm getting back into my routine because there's so much change, and that's what helps you feel grounded. That's you stepping into Venus, because Uranus is doing all these things. Uranus is going to always change up things into our lives. So if you can keep leaning into that Venus, that's how you'll get through those changes. So the fact that both, like, oh, this is amazing. So there's definitely a story there for you, and it's going to be very, very much smooth over. What I like is that, Jupiter is in the 11th house. Um, and so it's most likely, like I said, Juno here, right? That's people, that's relationships. What's interesting is the North Node for Mexico is in the 11th house. So your sun is in the 11th house and Mercury is there. So it's going to be communicated to you somehow. So either the place is going to communicate it to you, or the people will. So you may meet someone that comes and just change your perspective, and it's unexpected. And you're just like, wait, oh my goodness. Um, Also, what I love about this, the ninth house in Leo, something about foreign travel, foreign mindset, foreign anything, foreign travel. You see Mars in Leo. This is Mexico's Mars.
Mm-hmm.
This is your Mars. They're conjoining, right? So you're going to be taking a lot of action. You're going to feel driven to expand yourself with Jupiter things. So like with long distance travel, with the expansion of your mind, which is the 12th house. The 12th house is your subconscious. Okay. So you're going to be driven to take a lot of expansion within your mind, your being, your spirituality. And then it's in Leo. So it's going to be in a way to where, you shine. So that energy is going to be there. So whatever you can do, that's whatever you can take action on long distance. So Mexico would be a perfect place for you to manifest Spain, for you to manifest and take action on all those international travels that you want, because of that Mars Leo energy here. So if you take action on trying to like get the house sittings for Spain while you're in Mexico,
Yeah.
that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Now, is that
Cairo,
all of Mexico or like
this is Mexico. So I did it Mexico City.
Oh, okay. And then it's like
Yeah. So this,
200 miles around or
yes.
something like
So
that?
yeah, you have a wide range
Okay.
to get this energy. Yeah. But I did Mexico City.
Okay, that's perfect.
Okay. I do have to go
I
though.
know, I know. Thank you so much.
Yes.
We'll
But I'm
continue.
glad that we were at least able to touch on it. And your chart would be a perfect example of how I can utilize it to show people the synastry.
Okay.
Um, okay, so
I will send
definitely
info
let
on
me know your
Wednesday.
thoughts.
Okay.
Yes. Please send me your thoughts on what we just went through. Or you can text it to me or whatever, just so I can know, because I always love that feedback. and then we will talk.
Yeah,
Okay.
perfect.
I love this.
Thank you, dear.
Yes, you're welcome.
Oh my gosh, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, talk soon.